Hi, my name is Marco, and I'm a data journalist, and I will talk about my smart home that I built, about journalism, and a little bit about my girlfriend. So, for the last 20 years, I am always in the role of explaining things from nerds to journalists or from nerds to regular people. This is me with 18 years with my third or fourth computer. And for the last 3 years, I was building my own smart home. You can see a graph right now over there now. It started with 3 light bulbs, but then I found the grip on it and it escalated quickly. After a year, I had 60 devices. After the 1.5 years, 85, and now I have 130 devices that are smart and connected in my home. The last addition is a bed sheet that is smart with 200 sensors in it, which could track 2 people's sleeping behaviors. And one of the stretching goals of the Kickstarter campaign was a privacy button that you could click. And at that point, I'd like to introduce you to my girlfriend. Yes, she really exists, and she really hates me for technology because she would love to have a privacy button almost everywhere. And she studies music, and she's not into technology. So she's living together with me, and we set up a system where we could track basically every movement, every opening and closing door, and collect all the data which is happening there. So we are the guinea pigs in our own laboratory. So on the next slide, you see an experiment, the first visualization we did for Der Spiegel about my apartment, where you could see where we are moving, what we are doing. Is the video going longer than that? So that one, okay. Question is if the 15 seconds are now running. Okay, so here you see basically every sensor that is in my apartment. That one over there is showing the movement. Now you see every other sensor that they can click on and choose the colors of the people, and you can see if people are at home and when they are at home. And we saw a lot of movement at the times where nobody is at home. Turns out it was my cleaning robot, the vacuum cleaner, that was doing all the data there. And the first lesson that I learned was that it can be an extremely unfair system, because my girlfriend is not using technology as I am, and I can control her completely. I can see when she wakes up, I can see when she's leaving the house, and she can't do that. It's extremely unfair. The data that is gathered from there, I will switch manually now. Wait. The data that is gathered here is extremely interesting for a lot of people. So it's for hardware vendors, for publishers, for advertisers, for maybe governments, for surveillance pieces. So we have to really be careful, and we have to understand what kind of data is gathered by whom. That slide should be there now. So you have to take care of the fact that the data is not collected by you. If you buy stuff from the shelf, if you do it by yourself, you can control it. So we have to take care about that. We will be having a lot more displays in our apartments in the next years. It will be at the fridge, it will be at your entrance, at your cars, everywhere. We have the opportunity to encounter people with our journalistic content. So I think we can think about journalistic content on every given device that is coming. We did a small piece here where we were only tracking the next train that is leaving in one direction or the other, so that I could think, do I have time for the next coffee, or do I have to take the train? We tried it out in our office, and it worked almost perfectly, so people are loving that. The same question that Malcolm just raised. So how do we reach our audience? Where are our articles being read? There will be the same question in the smart home environment. It's all about context. So we have to think what situation the user is in, what kind of information he needs right now. And we have to think in our journalistic products in a way that we can get our content to the right person at the right time. One last thing I want to talk about is that little guy. It's called Alexa from Amazon. Google is doing the same thing with Home. It's a voice recognition tool which I can control the lights in my apartment, for example, or ask for the weather or stuff. The interesting thing here is I was installing it 7 months ago, and I was explaining that to my girlfriend. And immediately, she never installed any app, but immediately she started using that. I'm not sure if the sound is working.
Alexa,
yeah.
Living room lights off.
So she put that on her Instagram while I was on a business trip, because she was bragging that she now can handle technology, which I find quite interesting. What I asked of her was a big barrier. I was asking her, install an app, take out your phone, unlock it, open the app, find the right room, pick the right lamp, pick the right color, and switch it on. And she just didn't want to do that. She just said, okay, I go to the light switch and turn it off and on. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. So voice is lowering that barrier here. So last point, to sum it up, we have to think about the situation the user is in, what kind of context information he wants to have. And we have to understand the technology and the privacy issues that are raised with the new sensors and data that is coming here. So we have to prepare ourselves. And if you want to talk about that, we have a project running with D&I money, so talk to me about that. We'll do that. Thank you very much.